Well, it's been a month since I made my last video, so I want to show you how things have changed out here. You can see it's definitely a lot fuller and greener, more filled in. So let's go take a look at all the beds. This one here, the quinoa, is a lot bigger. There's quinoa mostly on the left, and there's a volunteer potato in there and a winter squash. And then the amaranth are those tall, brighter green ones. And there's a couple beans in there and some volunteer tomatillos. And then this bed here, you can see the corn is much taller. And there's some beans that are growing up those stakes. And some zucchini in front. My seedling table is all gone. Planted all those. And in here, mostly pumpkins, winter squash, basil. There's a tomato in there and some eggplant. Kind of wilty because it's hot today. And there's my big volunteer artichoke. I've been harvesting off of that already. And then this bed is all melons, crane melons, banana melons, watermelons, and some tomatoes. And then over here a whole bunch of cucumbers, which are much bigger. They're starting to climb their little trellises. And hybrid tomatoes. There's a volunteer pumpkin in there and a scallop squash. And then over here there's eggplant, and I planted some lettuce, which I don't usually do in the summer, but this bed stays shady most of the day, so it's working out really well. And kale, same as the lettuce. It's nice to have that in the summer. And then here is my grapevine, which is totally out of control. I've had to prune it back a whole bunch so it doesn't just take over. It's amazing. And there's blooms and fruit setting on the lemon and the lime. And in this bed that's surrounded by the grapevine, there is some tomatillos and some dill and some eggplant and a volunteer tomato and some zucchini. And then next door there's a bunch of peppers and tomatoes and beans, and my gladiolas finally started blooming. I'm so happy about that because I love these things. They're so pretty. More peppers and tomatoes. There's scallop squash in there. Beans are starting to climb their little poles. And there's a new compost pile structure, which is great. And then in this bed, a bunch of peppers, some basil, and these totally out of control tomatoes, which are as tall as me now. This is the time of year when I realize I might have planted too much, too close. But it's all good. And the marigolds have filled in, and the blueberries look good. There's a volunteer pumpkin in there. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these pumpkins. And the corn is much higher. And the artichoke looks okay. I don't know. The gopher has been after it. It might not make it. And then the cabbage looks good. Oh, everything's kind of wilty, but it'll perk up at the end of the day. Kale is a lot bigger. There's some of that summer lettuce in there. And this stuff going to seed. And we're back to my grapevine. And I'll show you some of these beautiful Cabernet clusters that it has. There's some of those gorgeous grapes. so maybe I'll make a tiny little pint of Cabernet this year from my own grapes. And that's my garden.